Hey guys, welcome to a new video. It's the Theorizer here again. We got a Flash episode. We got 3 of them coming out.
This video I'm going to be talking about the Flash's storyline. Next episode I'm talking about the powers of the Flash.
The last one is basically Flash for fighting other people. So here we go. Barry started out as a normal kid, where a evil speedster killed his mom, and his dad went to prison for it, and he went to CSI when he got older at the police department, and he kept trying to find something possible so he could try to prove that it was his dad that killed his mom. Then Star Labs was creating a particle accelerator, which exploded when they turned it on, and that caused tons of people to get superhuman powers. Gave Barry some speed powers, and he was knocked unconscious for 9 months. And when he woke up, he noticed that he was really fast. And he went to Star Labs, and they helped him train and get better at his powers. And he said it stopped other metahumans from hurting people, and he locked them up. Later, he noticed that Harrison Wells, the person that was training him, was the man that killed his mom, Eobard Thawne. And then after that, he tried to find out a way to get him to confess to killing his mom, but it didn't quite work out. They captured him. He wouldn't confess, but he offered Barry a way to get home, or get back to his mom, have her alive again, by going back in time and stopping him from killing her. He decided not to, and stopped Thawne from going back to his time. They started fighting, and then Eddie Thawne shot himself because he was Thawne's distant ancestor, which erased it from the timeline. But a singularity opened from the wormhole that Barry ran out of. It was a black hole and was eating the entire city. So Barry and Firestorm, Ronnie and Professor Stein, worked together to make the black hole disappear, singularity. That opened breaches, which caused metahumans from Earth 2, sent by Zoom, over to Earth 1 to kill Barry. And later, Zoom came across, and they fought. Well, Barry went to the Earth 2 first, and then they fought, and then Zoom came over there. At the end, Barry learned a lot more of his powers. He learned how to throw lightning. Barry finally defeated Zoom by having the Time Wraith take him into the Speed Force and turn him into the Black Flash. Basically a Grim Reaper for speedsters. And while they were fighting, Zoom killed Barry's dad, and Barry was really sad. So he went back to stop Thawne to save his mom, and since he would never become the Flash, his dad was also alive too. He caused something called Flashpoint. He lived in that for 3 months, and after that, he was losing his memory, and things didn't work out super well. Wally was almost dying, and Barry let out Eobard Thawne, and they both went back to the night where his mom died and fixed the timeline. It changed a bit. New person was there, Julian Alberts. And Barry didn't really get along with him. Eventually he did, but they had a lot of metahumans to fight, which a lot of them were created from alchemy, which Savitar was controlling. After that, they figured out who Savitar was. It was Barry from the future. Before that, they also found out that Savitar was planning on killing Iris so he could be born. They tried really hard. H.R. Wells, he killed himself. Well, he traded places with Iris using some light refractal technology. He made them both look like each other, so Savitar would think that H.R. is Iris, and killed H.R. instead of Iris, so Iris is still alive, which will soon erase Savitar, but it still took a little bit longer, so they fought for a bit. They let out Jay Garrick from the Speed Force prison, and they fought. Then Barry phased into Savitar's suit, which pushed out the other Barry. Barry destroyed the suit, knocked out other Barry, started walking back. The other Barry woke up, started running toward Barry to try and kill him, and I just shot a bullet at him. A little weird, but okay. A little bit later, the Speed Force prison was going unstable because there was no one inside it. So Barry had to go inside it and fix it. Made it so there's no more unstabilization by going in and being trapped in prison. Six months went by, I'm pretty sure. And Cisco figured out an idea of how to get Barry out by making an orb filled with Barry's unique signature. And it would basically it will trick the Speed Force into thinking that Barry's still in there. They tried it, and it worked, only Barry ran out all over a bus, which leaked some dark matter all over everybody that was inside it, so all of them became metahumans. Thinker planned for that, and it made that happen. So they do that and become metahumans, so eventually he could take over the body and kill them, pretty much. Except when he's in the body, they're still alive until he gets out, then they die. Barry does continue to fight them in the meantime, fighting other metahumans, mainly those. Trying to find all the people that was on the bus, and at the beginning just trying to defeat them because most of them were bad, except Ralph Dimney, which turned a bit good, after a talk with Barry and stuff, but he became a hero. In the meantime, there's a person that set off a nuclear bomb. Barry had to spend a while inside Flash Time to try to think of a way to stop it. Eventually he did, by getting the Quark Sphere that was in the Speed Force and drag all the lightning out with it to stop the bomb from exploding. The real physics of that does not work, but it worked somehow, and I think that destroyed the Speed Force prison, because I'll explain later. After a while, they fought for a while. DeVoe took over everybody from the bus's mind, or body. keep saying that. He was in Ralph Dibny, and Barry went into DeVoe's mind, found Ralph Dibny, and had both of them go out of the mind, which made Ralph Dibny take his body again. DeVoe put his mind inside the chair, and then they just real quick destroyed the chair. But okay, not really that big. But in defeating him, they also caused their satellite, which was infused with dark matter, to fall out of the sky because DeVoe was using it to try and wipe the minds of everybody. So it started falling to the sky in big chunks of debris, hurting a lot of people, and hitting some things, which infused the things with some special powers. It stabbed a guy in the chest, which gave him super strength, and he wanted to kill everybody. They punched it and destroyed everything, that was what stabbed Cicada with, or Orland Wire. Then they were good for a little bit, and then all of a sudden, Cicada shows up. He started killing metahumans. That's his goal. He wants to kill all metahumans. So they have to try to save all the metahumans and stop him. After a little bit of doing that, they managed to persuade him to take the metahuman cure and also have his niece take the metahuman cure too, because she was a metahuman, because he wanted to keep her safe, and so they both all agreed. But as he took the metahuman cure, a cicada from the future, which was Grace, his niece, to kill Orland Wire. Well, at first just take him, but yeah, she does eventually kill him, and now she wants to kill, well, all metahumans, but she doesn't care about killing other people that are not metahumans as much as people that are. She just tries to kill everybody. A lot more ruthless than the other cicada. So she gets a broken version of the metahuman cure, which would kill a metahuman if they take it. So she puts it in a proton infuser, I think it was. I don't remember what it was exactly, but it was a infuser type thing that does something with air, like infuses or puts out some. I don't know exactly. But she put her dagger in it and the metahuman cure, and she caused it to, and it was going to explode in a little bit unless even they stopped it, and it would kill all the metahumans in the world, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But they managed to stop her, destroying the dagger, which erased her from the timeline, because if the dagger disappeared, she would disappear, because she had the dagger in her timeline. Even though, she didn't have it. Eobard Thawne had it strapped to his chest, which changed. So he got set free because the dagger was dampening his powers, so he had his powers again, and he was able to get set free. Nora was disappearing, and Barry and Iris couldn't save her, so Dawn got away. Yeah, she disappeared, got erased from the timeline. They went back. Cisco got rid of his powers, and Crisis happens early next year. Bloodwork comes up. He's talking to Caitlin. He wants some dark matter to help cure some HLH cancer, and she won't give it to him because it could turn him into metahumans. So he tries to find other ways to get it, which turns him into a evil black goo type thing, and he's trying to control everybody else. And even takes control of Barry, but Allegra with her light powers can reverse the effects of it, so that's what they do. They just stop the effects, and Barry has one final fight with Bloodwork, gets into his mind a bit, makes Bloodwork see his mom, even though she's dead, so he's distracted, and then Barry puts him into the Mac. Crisis starts, which Nash Wells opened the gate for it to start. But that also gives him a bit of powers, temporary powers. All the world or multiverse starts to get being destroyed. All the big superhero team has to try and stop it from happening. They have to find 12 Paragons, which supposed to save the multiverse. So they find all 12. They can't stop. They figure out that Barry has to die to stop the antimatter wave, but Barry Allen from Earth 90 does instead. Even though I don't think that Barry would have died running, like that, because he's already been exposed to antimatter and stuff. So, but I don't know. They get out. It stops antimatter wave. 1 Earth remaining. This Earth is the farthest planet away from the sun at that point, which is funny to think about, because it was close to Earth, but it wasn't quite there. It's funny to think about, but they all get back to the ship, and then the anti-monitor takes control of Lila's mind, which starts up the antimatter wave, destroying the Earth. They were the only ship left. And then Pry is there, and he teleports all the Paragons to beyond time, where the antimatter won't get them. The entire multiverse was destroyed. They were the only ones left. They had to figure out a way. They eventually did. They made a new multiverse, but everybody now thinks there's only one Earth, Earth Prime. They're now a superhero team, like an actual official team. Sort of like a Arrowverse Justice League. They go back. They're like, yay, we're back from Crisis, since they thought Barry was going to die. And then they go back to their not-so-normal lives. And then Iris is following up on a lead from a place called Black Hole, and finds out a way to finds out that Eva is still somewhere, and gets drawn into a mirror and finds Eva, and eventually she figures out that she's a villain and has mirror powers. And later, when she figures out that she's a mirror duplicate, everybody does, not everybody, just Team Flash, they figure out a way to convince her to stop destroying the world and her go back to the Mirrorverse. In the meantime, Speed Force died. What Barry did in Crisis, by having the Spectre give him an extra boost on his power to get fully into the Speed Force, kills the Speed Force. So Barry has to create a new artificial Speed Force, giving him a new power, some speed thinking, which makes him the smartest man alive. He he's now the best hacker in the world too. And now he can hack the best system in the area in less than a few seconds, when Cisco spent 3 days trying to break into it. At least I'm pretty sure that it was 3 days. But that took away his emotions. So he had no more emotions, which caused some problems. So he destroyed the ASF, and he figured out that Iris and him both still had a slight connection to a Speed Force, so they recreated the Speed Force. As well as 3 other forces: the Sage Force, Still Force, and Strength Force. Now there's starting to be some earthquakes around. They start fixing up the town from Mirror Monarch's attack, and Abracadabra comes back and tries to destroy the city with an antimatter bomb. And then Flash convinces him to stop. They are going to try to become friends, and then the Strength Force shows up and kills Philippe, or Abracadabra, and tries to hurt Barry, but then she runs away for some reason. All of the forces are going a bit rogue, or a bit bad guys right now. So they try to find them all. They find a Sage Force, which he's killing some people. They find a Still Force, which is messing with time, trying to get his old, the way things used to be with him back. Chester figures out a way for him to stop doing it temporarily. And then after that, they all start going bad again, including the Speed Force, which tries to kill the Strength Force. They all try to get... Eventually, they all get peaceful. And all the forces are good now. And now whenever Barry needs it, he can get all the powers of all the forces. Another villain to fight. Godspeed showed up. 14 of them. They were in a civil war, 7 versus 7. They were all clones of Godspeed, and there was 7 of them that were sent to go get... Well, all of them were sent to go get Flash's speed, but 7 of them didn't want to because they knew if they got the Flash's speed and gave it to Godspeed, or if they just got the Flash's speed, then Godspeed would get all the Godspeeds up into him, so they'd all disappear. So they didn't want that, so they fought versus other Godspeeds. They fought for a bit. They found the real Godspeed. They fought a bit. Did a bit of a lightsaber type fight. Thawne stabbed him with his lightsaber, and he's defeated. Barry throws Thawne away because Thawne tries to attack Barry. He tells him he'll get faster because Barry's so much faster now. So, since Thawne can't figure out a way to get faster, he goes and makes a reverse Flashpoint. He basically does the exact same thing, only instead of saving someone, he kills Barry. Too. So, the young Barry. So, Barry, it's a new... And he also killed Joe and, a few other people. And, changes times where Despero thinks Barry's going crazy, and he's trying to destroy the world. Barry goes to the 10 years in the future and confronts Thawne. They both fight for a bit. Flash figures out a way to fix the timeline, which Barry needs to do before midnight, otherwise he's gonna die. So he runs real quick. He's trying to run at Mach 20, which he needs to run at in order to fix the timeline. But since he's connected to the negative Speed Force because Thawne changed the past, he can't reach that speed without destroying the world. While he's running around. Apparently, Thawne can run faster than Mach 20 while he's, like, in the city, Central City or something. But if he's running around the world, he's going to destroy the world. So, he's slowly destroying the world, and then all of a sudden he reconnects with the positive Speed Force because him and Iris connect. And he all of a sudden bursts really fast forward and then fixes the timeline. And, tells Despero it's all fixed, and Despero finds out that it was Thawne that made the timeline go crazy, and the reason for the world, almost ending and where he was from. And then Despero wants to kill Thawne, but Barry tries to save people. He doesn't try to kill him. He defeats him but doesn't kill him. So he's trying to figure out a way to save Thawne because Thawne's slowly, disappearing from the timeline. While Despero's trying to just kill him. Flash gets rid of Thawne's powers, so he has no power anymore, but he's alive. Then they transport him to Argus, but Despero doesn't like that, so he starts fighting Barry. Barry does defeat him, and that's pretty much the end of Armageddon. After that, we got the Death Storm. It's, they'd fight him for a bit. Frost takes all his energy, which is too much for her, so she dies. Caitlin's going crazy trying to, get her back. We got the last villain so far. We got one more season to go. Thawne. Again. Which is just 2 episodes, actually. It's called Negative, where Thawne technically dies. This negative still force kills him, sort of, but needs to find the other Thawne. The good Thawne that is still alive, and needs someone else to die, which happens to be Iris, and that brings back Thawne. So he's now back and has his powers, and now he is chilling in the negative force area, just gathering up power from the negative forces to make him more powerful, turning him into the negative Flash instead of Reverse Flash. And so they're fighting for a bit, or he's gaining up power, and then when he's all full, they have a confrontation where Barry runs up. Thawne freezes him with the Still Force, which Barry already proved that he's faster than it. And then Thawne throws some lightning at Barry. But you can tell that Barry's moving a bit. But he can't fully move because the forces are a little... are trying to gain up power to give him, I guess. Barry moves real quick, but the lightning freezes. And then all of a sudden, all the positive forces show up. They give their power to Barry. And now it's them fighting. I'll show you the full clip of that in the third Flash. And in the middle of their fight, Iris comes back. Her entire body, because her entire body turned into green particles. So she's all the way back. So if you're wondering, what if somehow Barry just disintegrated, that's how he'll come back for a later one. In the next video I'll be telling about Barry's different powers, and they fight for a bit. Thawne dies by Flash fighting him, and that's pretty much it. They're good, they're nice, they're done with heroes, no really cliffhanger that they notice. But then it goes back to the time where Bart and Nora is at the end. and it shows a glowing blue tube. So somewhere in the future where Barton Nora's time is. And a lot of people think it's going to be cobalt blue. I think that's a distinct possibility. It could be. But we'll just wait to find out, in a few months. 3 months from when you're watching this video. I'm pretty sure Season 9 gets released in March. So, yeah. So, that's it for this video. We're going to be doing Flash's powers in the next one. This was just about a storyline of Flash. Next, powers of Flash, and then who can Flash defeat. Okay, well, I'll see you in another video, and please consider subscribing, and see ya in another video. Goodbye.